Greetings from Southern Yankee Homestead. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, my hair's not usually this bad. It's usually covered up with a hat. Anyhow, it's the first thing in the morning, and about a week ago or two we experimented and found a recipe we really like and figured it had been a while since we had some food porn on the channel. So we're going to go ahead and make this today. This is based off a recipe in the new baking book by Better Homes and Gardens. This is a peach cobbler with cinnamon swirled biscuits. We're not going to be making it entirely out of peaches though. Some of you peach purists are probably going to be pretty pissed. That was tough to say. Or what we have is a nice little bowl here. I went ahead and sliced up some peaches and I threw an apple in there because we had an apple left over. We have some frozen strawberries that need to be used up. So we're going to use those up as well. We're just going to make a fruit medley cobbler. Now we have one peach left. I kept that so that you can see how I'm doing this. Basically, if you've never sliced peaches before, depending on your peach, it can be a little difficult. This is the method I found works the best. I just run around the pit with a knife, making slices. Once you get it sliced, you should be able to just get in there and pop out the individual pieces. Now depending on your peach, this may not work because if it's, well, shooting across the table, if it's really juicy and soft. Now for this recipe it calls for 6 cups of sliced peeled peaches. We're not doing 6 cups. So in here we have some strawberries that are left over from earlier in the week. We're just going to go ahead and drop those in the pot as well. Make sure everything's down below the rim. I'm doing this out of order of the instructions, just for the simple fact that, oh, we might not have enough sugar for this. We'll try to make it work.
Honey, I ordered sugar.
Is it on the porch?
It's in one of those boxes.
Okay, well then I'll use up what I got then. So for 6 cups, it says 2/3 cup of brown sugar. It also says lemon peel. We don't have any lemon peel, so we're not going to put lemon peel in there. Oh, water all over the floor. At this point, we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to do a semi-low heat, somewhere around a 2 or 3, just below medium, because we want to bring this up to a boil. And I'm doing this out of order because the biscuits come together a lot quicker than this will heat up. I don't want to overheat this or heat it up too quickly because I don't want to burn the sugars. That's why we added a 2/3 cup of water. Now this is for 1 portion. The biscuits we're going to make double portion because we're flour people. We like flour. What are you doing?
Honey, can you help her put that in the trash can?
Come on. So for the biscuits, I jumped ahead a little bit. In this bowl, I've got 2 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and a full stick of butter, or a 1/2 cup. Now, this is for a double recipe. If you're making a single recipe, you're going to use 1 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/8 teaspoon baking soda, and then a 1/4 cup of butter, or a 1/2 stick. That's for basically the dry ingredients. I then took my pastry blender and just mixed it all up, and just for an added benefit, I threw the stick of butter in there, and I literally threw the stick of butter in there, frosted myself, and you can see my toe imprint right there on the floor. So we're going to go ahead and cut the butter in.
I'm leaving. Got her.
She means she's going out to do morning chores. Don't worry, she's still here, unless she's lying to me or telling me the whole truth that I'm going to realize too late. At this point, our fruits are coming up to temp. I just basically stirred them in just to get the sugar in there, because what we're trying to do is dissolve the sugar. We're trying to make a syrup-ish for this. Yes, that's a chopstick. Now this is the basics for our biscuit. The only thing we got left to do is add the liquid. So we went ahead and incorporated the butter. Now I've got 2/3 a cup of goat's milk. This is raw goat's milk. I realized I wanted to make it well. if you're making a single batch, it'll only be 1/3 a cup of milk. You don't have to use goat's milk. You can use your regular milk, whole milk, skim milk, almond milk, whatever, soy milk, whatever milk. And then we're just going to, using our fork, incorporate all of this. And of course, at some point, you gotta take your fork out. Now don't throw that knife out yet that you cut the fruit with, because we're gonna need that again. I'm just trying to get all the flour incorporated into the dough. So we're just kind of doing a bowl knead here. You probably don't need to do that, but I just did. A little spritzer of flour before I clean off my hand. There we go. Now, according to this, I want to roll this or pat it to a 12x6 rectangle. I prefer rolling just because what we're doing with it, I can get it more uniform in size. At this point, we're going to turn our attention back to our fruits. They're starting to come up to temp, steaming nicely. And we're going to add, it says 4 teaspoons of cornstarch. Going back to our dough, we've got it all rolled out. At this point, we're going to make a cinnamon swirl. Well, the instruction says use melted butter. I have found that if you get this rolled out and it's a fairly firm dough like this is, spreadable butter makes it much easier. Now comes the fun part. Still got our knife that we cut our fruit with. We're going to go ahead and we're going to roll this whole thing up. I just used the knife to get it started in case it was sticking. Alright. Using some of the flour that I have scattered all over the counter. We're going to turn the heat down on our fruit because we are at a boil. Give it a little stir. Before we finish up, one thing I forgot to mention. Oven is going to be at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. But our fruit has started to come up to a boil. We went ahead and put that down to a lower temperature. Using our fruit knife we had before, we're going to cut rounds out of this biscuit. So instead of using a biscuit cutter, now we're going to go about center. Cut it. About center again. Looks like center, don't it? And we're just going to do this until we have a bunch of little rounds. Now we're going to take our fruit, we're going to give it one last stir. And if you don't have a chopstick, you don't have to use a chopstick to stir it. We just have chopsticks, so that's what we use. You can use a spoon, a cup, whatever. I just want to make sure that it's all stirred around. I'm going to go ahead and dump this in. And I'm going to go in and make sure that I get all those good juices that are at the bottom stuck to the pot incorporated. And yes, this is an ungreased pan, by the way. We're going to take our cinnamon swirls and we're just going to, I'm going to grab that ugly one over here, put that at the opposite end. We're just going to go ahead and drop them in our pan. Now with that all done, we're going to bake at 375 degrees for 25 minutes or until the biscuits are slightly golden. But this is what the raw looks like. Our oven is at 375. judge. You ready for the big reveal? Or should I hold you in suspense? Well, if you've followed our Facebook, you've seen this before. But I'll quit yapping. Guess the only thing left to do is let Hun know breakfast is ready. By the time she gets in, it'll be cooled off. Hey, Hun! Hey, Hun! Breakfast is ready!
How about some water? Water. Yeah, we both have bad hair day. Yeah, it's Sunday. All right, honey, come on. You're just gonna stand.
Bad hair day. Father, thank you for this meal. Amen.
Amen. Right, give Mama the sweet berry. Amen. You say amen? Yeah. Wait, Mama's taking the skin off for you. Here you go. Thank you, Mama. Is that good? Thank you, Papa.
Is that good?
I think so. I think it's delicious.
Alright, so it's baby approved and we got, oh yeah. Look at the hair today. Good Lord. It's definitely a Sunday.
Bad hair day.
But I've had my coffee. I've had coffee. So we're good. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and eat. Hope you enjoyed this video and hope you try the
It's good.
try the breakfast. Again, it's modification, but you know what? Use the flavor you like. Don't like peaches? Use whatever you got for fruit. Don't like fruit? Well, sorry, can't help you there. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Or you'll see us on the next one.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
There you go.
Say
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.